Let's put the spotlight on the primary market. GPT Healthcare IPO is in focus. Atul Tantia, Group CFO of GPT Healthcare, is now joining us. 117 to 186 is the price band. Mr. Tantia, good morning, good afternoon. Thank you so much for your time. As I see that, clearly healthcare as a sector is seeing a lot of tailwinds. How many beds are you operating right now, currently, overall, in your portfolio? And what kind of growth do you see coming in the next few years?
Sure. Good afternoon. Thank you for having us. Currently, we have an Eastern India focused chain having 4 hospitals. Across the 4 hospitals, we have 561 beds. In terms of growth, we are setting up 2 more hospitals, one in Raipur and another in Ranchi. The 4 hospitals that we currently have are mid-sized neighborhood tertiary care setups, which focus on that neighborhood of 4 to 5 kilometer radius.
Okay, point taken. So that's the view coming in. But you know what? I was just going through some of the details of the presentation as well and your DRHP. I understand that you're looking to expand beyond the eastern region. You've signed MOUs in Chhattisgarh and Raipur, but these are largely the asset-light models. So a two-part question. A, is this the strategy that you're looking at going into asset-light models specifically? And secondly, what kind of incremental revenues do you expect from some of these facilities?
So since we do neighborhood tertiary care setups, our most important factor in choosing a location, in choosing what I would say the model is the location. The reason we have chosen the asset-light model in Raipur and Ranchi is because the local developer or the landowner did not want to sell the land. We are not fixated on a single style of doing only asset-light hospitals. We are open to doing even greenfield hospitals, which our existing 4 hospitals are. In terms of incremental revenues that would come in from these hospitals, at a peak occupancy with the current ARPOB level that we do have, the hospitals, when they mature, would give a revenue of almost 100 odd crores.
When these hospitals mature. But talk to me about your occupancy rate as well. My colleague points out that the occupancy rate is a bit lower versus the other listed peers. What are you doing in terms of making the efforts to improve it, and what's the target occupancy you have in mind? And what role will the international patients play in this? Because that's also one of the areas that a lot of hospitals talk about as a growth driver.
Sure. So 2 of our hospitals are mature hospitals. When I say mature hospitals, they have occupancy in excess of 70-75%, which is our Dum Dum and Salt Lake Hospital. Our Dum Dum Hospital operates an occupancy in excess of 80%, and Salt Lake between 70 to 75%. The newest hospital of Howrah is at below 50%, almost 45 to 50%, and the hospital in Agartala, which is in Tripura, is at 60 odd %. This is slightly driving down the overall network occupancy at 60%. We expect when these hospitals of Howrah and Agartala do mature over the next couple of years, the overall occupancy will also kick up. In terms of international patients, the second part of your question, since we are a mid-sized hospitals, we focus on that particular neighborhood. We don't target patients from outside their neighborhood. Having said that, our Agartala hospital is only a 30-minute drive away from the Bangladesh border. So we do get some patients from Bangladesh for our Agartala hospital. Our Calcutta hospitals or the hospitals that are coming up in Raipur and Ranchi would mostly be domestic patients.
That's the breakup and the expectations with respect to international patients as well. Mr. Tantia, I just want one clarification, because one part of the suite is a little bit concerned about some risk that you had perhaps mentioned in your DRHP as well, and that's that one of the members of the promoter group was published in the list of willful defaulters by certain financial institutions, and the company has been involved in instance of regulatory non-compliance in the past as well. What would be your comment to that to assuage the concerns of prospective investors?
Sure. So a member of the promoter group was published as part of the willful defaulter list, but there is a family separation agreement between my father's elder brother and the rest of the family members for the last more than 20 years. And there is no managerial, directorship, shareholding, or related party transaction with him and us. Obviously, as part of SEBI ICDR, they need to be part of the promoter group. That's why the disclosure by the lawyers and the bankers have gone that they are part of the promoter group, and the necessary affidavits have also been uploaded on our website as well as those of the stock exchanges and SEBI as well. In terms of regulatory default, the company has not defaulted on any regulatory payments. it is the member of the promoter group who has defaulted on it, and the company is not connected or involved in any of the defaults with respect to that.
That puts some of those concerns to rest. Thanks so much, Mr. Tantia, for joining us and talking to us about the business, and all the best for the IPO. But